What are these things made out of? Metal, brown in color, about 5 inches long and has a small black screw. It says made in China, and there are 2 of them obviously. At first I thought it was a phone holder. You can loosen the little black screw, and the teething can go up or down. Any ideas? They're for hanging mantle garlands and stockings for Christmas. The cantilever shape makes it compatible with most mantle styles and designs and assures that even a full stocking won't drag down your hanger, preventing harm to the area below from a hanger dropping. Hang your garland and stockings without damaging your fireplace mantle. What is this cutting implement? Does anyone have any ideas? I bought it in Germany, but potentially from mid to far east. It is potentially made of brass or bronze, is heavy to hold, and has no hallmarks. The only markings are simple strokes or circles. The cutting blade is possibly iron. Any clues are gratefully accepted. It's a BETEL nutcracker, but finding an exact match will be very hard. That style is a theme though. Animal standing in silhouette with the blade between the front and back legs. What are these old industrial iron things used as fences? Rusty and look very heavy. Located in North Carolina. Always wondered what these used to be. About 3.5 feet tall and 3 feet wide, maybe more buried. But I didn't want to do any digging as it's not my property. Seems to be ironed by the rust. The large hole near the top is smooth on the inside, but all the cutouts have spiky things I thought were some sort of cog at first, but on closer inspection seem at bad angles for any gearing. Also the spikes are in the square cutouts, so I really don't think cogs. Being used as a fence in the garden area of an office complex, converted from an old building. Any ideas? They are the individual parts of a boiler. They would be stacked together with gaskets. Water goes through each section as the fire inside is heating those sleeves. I worked in a boiler factory in the 90s, doing things like cleaning mills as a summer job to help pay for school. What is this fenced square at the edge of a forest? Likely related to hunting or gamekeeping. Located near a check town at the edge of the forest. 3 meters square with low 1.5 feet fencing on 3 sides, disguised with coniferous branches. The open site is a shallow 1.5 feet deep trench, about as wide as deep, and laced with plastic. What is it for? This structure should probably be used during forest trials for gun dogs. Some dogs have a problem with bringing a game and holding it only casually, and if they don't grab it properly when jumping over a ditch, it could easily fall out. The fence is there just to force them to jump. What is this tiny fork for? I inherited a stainless utensil set and whatever these are. There are a dozen or so of them. My first thought was escargot fork. But that seems like a weirdly specific thing for daily flatware. This set was likely bought in the late 60s, maybe early 70s in the US, judging by the teaspoons. It likely was a wedding present from southern relatives. Any ideas? That is a cocktail or seafood fork, a discontinued piece by Anita Silver, crafted in Japan or Korea. Replacements has that exact item. What is this shiny metal dome on the wall of the former office of a bank director? It has a handle on top. When pulled it opens up, exposing a back that is flat apart from the spring, used to keep it closed. 30 centimeters in diameter. It is screwed to the paneling which covers the wall. The building probably dates to about the 80s. The owners do not know what it is. It's an ashtray. They were filled with sand and were regularly scooped out like a litter box. What is this thing with 3 knobs, 3 inputs or outputs, and 1 output? No other ports or connections. The only verbiage I see is night. About 3 inches by 7 inches. Looks like I'll have to test it to see if still functional. The insides look cleaner than I expected given the amount of external wear. It's a $3 thrift find. Can anyone able to tell me what this is? That is a 1950s Allied Night 3-way level control plug, passive microphone mixer. It's an audio mixer that doesn't require any power because it doesn't have an amplifier. What are these pieces of concrete on levers connected to wires next to a train track in Germany? They look like weights to me, maybe set up to give tension to the wires. I don't know if it's relevant. Perhaps they're at all train tracks. and I've just never been in a position to notice them before. The picture shows 2 of them, but there were more than that. Maybe 5 or 6 all in a row. They are set up parallel to the train tracks. What are these for? These steel wires are driving track switches and signals in a purely mechanical manner. The switch tower is located several kilometers away from the switches and signals, so the wire needs to be held in mechanical tension. That's what the weights are for. This is a mostly historical installation. Only very few would still be in service. What is this 7 inches metallic thing? It's heavy for its size. No identifying marks on it. It is very smooth, thickish and tapered at one end. It's a muscle scraper. This looks very similar to a tool my PT uses. It promotes better blood flow and nutrient uptake, which may support faster healing. It can remove bothersome or painful muscle adhesions. It has been shown to improve the range of motion, which is essential during physical therapy. What is this glazed porcelain thing? About the size of my hand with brass rods and a brass object that is not a spoon. I found this plate in an antique shop. It has some Chinese characters on the bottom. I visited the store with a friend. She bought some things, and I thought it would be nice to not leave there empty-handed. And this is the only thing that caught my eye. It's pretty, but I don't know what its use is. It's a Zen bowl, a decorative bowl. They can be quite expensive depending on the materials. Maybe check the symbols out to see what they mean. I saw this over a German autobahn. I was standing on a bridge for pedestrians and cyclists. Seems to be a round disc and some cables that go into the ground below. It's a metal structure that has a round disc with a dented inner side, potentially for another cable. On its sides, there are 2 cables that go into the greenery on the ground that separates the 2 autobahns. The bridge I was standing on is an overhead bridge for pedestrians and cyclists between 2 villages. No cars are allowed to use this bridge. I live in Germany and I know what that is. It is called digital video distance and speed measurement. This system is to measure speed and distance between vehicles. There is always 1 pair of cameras in use, 1 at the top of the bridge and 1 between the highway barriers. What is this metal bench with 4 spokes, triangle bits and hooks on the end? I found this on the way home and wanted to know what it could be. Looks like scrap metal, but wanting to figure out if it's a potential part of a DIY workbench or something useful before it goes. It's a stand for a cement mixer. The size is down from those with wheels. Comes to bits to make lifting into a van or pickup. What is this weird bunker-looking thing on the side of the hill? The door was locked and it was pitch black inside. Just off a path and near a lake. No other entrances near it and was completely covered in plants in the Hampshire area. It is nearby a stream that is attached to the lake, but no other signs of any industrial or concrete structures nearby. I figured it's a pump house or utility house of some kind. I'm also finding people who say pump house elsewhere, but I also see assumptions and nothing definitive. Hope it helped regardless. What is this metallic key-shaped item with 3 rotating gears on top and a 3-legged stand at the bottom? There are also some markings on top, but I can't make out what it says. The stand allows it to stay up, but doesn't look like that's its purpose. All 3 gears can rotate around the knob, and above the ring, you can notice a small hole. Any ideas? Please tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.